clip y'all was talking was cracking. Is about to react to this Armand Wiggins event? It's titled Akbar versus Diamond the Body. Who won? Akbar versus Biggie. Who won the rap battle? So he is talking about baddies. Somebody told me to check this out because I recently reacted to this episode on my Patreon. I reacted to a couple episodes of Baddies on my Patreon, and we've been over there, discussing and having a kiki about this ghetto ass ratchet ass show. So yeah, I want to hear what he has to say and what his thoughts are, because y'all haven't watched anybody's thoughts on the show. But I'm sure he keeps up with every episode, child, so he has some insight. So let's hear what Armand has to say. Let's watch.
All right, what's poppin', everybody? It's your boy Armand, and we're back with another video. Get in here, get in here. It's time to get into some things, okay? Now, okay, I know a lot of you guys are like, well, where's the intro? Where's the intro? I haven't had a chance to upload the intro yet from my old computer, and so I hadn't put it in there. But it will come back. You guys know I've been working. I got a new computer, so I'm getting everything slowly transferred over, so that's why the intro isn't here. But anyway, it will be back in due time once I stop being lazy. Okay, so we got to talk about this week of Baddies. This week of Baddies was all about Akbar. Honestly, she had a viral week with the fight with her and DTB, and we had the week of diss tracks. So we got to talk about the hip hop too. But before we get into Akbar, and somehow I got even in the mix a little bit. Oh. It was crazy. But before we get into all of that, let's just talk about some of the other girls. I think this week, outside of the fight, it was about Biggie social media. And some of the girls are not really feeling Biggie. Biggie had kind of got to stay left in the house
because she beat up Jaden.
Jaden and Akbar really wasn't feeling her. Slim popped up towards the end. Rolly dragged the heck out of her. We're gonna see that on next week. Summer finds a way every week to be more relevant. I really like Summer, and I'm liking Summer's glow up. I'm seeing that she's really kind of like getting into her bag now on social media, so I think that she's a prime.
I already gave my thoughts about all these people, but
example of using the show to catapult her platform, and she's doing her thing. So shout out to her. You guys know I'm a big fan of Jayla. Jayla really didn't do too much this episode. However, Scotty really, it really wasn't about them. Really, honestly, the episode, from what I can remember, the most memorable part was really the DTB fight, and then I just have an affinity, though, for Bad Dolly. I feel like I really like Bad Dolly a lot. There's something about her that I like. I just feel like she doesn't have to try too hard. I feel like she has that energy, like, I'm a bad without having
to. Is this the one that was, really close with Summer? Yes. Is that her? Is it the one with the yellow hair?
To show you that I'm a bad. It just is who I am. And I don't have to really try too hard. I'm not really scary. I'm with whatever. I don't think I can beat everybody up, but I'm not afraid to fight the biggest hitter. And I'm just, I'm at a point where, like, I'm confident in myself. But I think that the only thing is she might have to step it up a little bit more, just because I feel like when you're too cool and chill, you may not be considered interesting enough, so people might actually think that you're boring. You know what I mean? So I hope that she gets a little bit more camera time, and I hope that she steps it up over in the near future. Emma, she's whatever. But the episode outside of like Akbar and DTB was kind of like, it was kind of plain.
Yeah,
so let's get into the DTB Akbar B situation. And I'm going to be as neutral as possible in all of this, because y'all know I'm with Akbar, but at the end of the day, I have to be fair. So DTB, I love DTB. The fight, first of all, the argument was key. DTB is freaking TV gold. She's a cackle, and I will keep saying this. Like, the fact that woman threw her skirt up and we couldn't find a panty anywhere and just started clapping her cheeks on the table like that, I was gagging, okay? Then Akbar talking about her face card. I mean, them girls going back and forth, okay? So, and then DTB, she crashed out and then socked Akbar. So then Akbar had to get into the field. And here's the thing. I feel like the Akbar fight was probably going to be one of the most anticipated fights of the season, because Akbar just talks a lot of and I know people are going to want to see her fight. You know what I'm saying? And so, she had to have, did her big one, because if she did it, the people were going to drag it. And so They looked like they went 2 rounds, and honestly, Akbar won that. Akbar kind of was giving it to her. Now, she didn't dog DTB. She didn't dog
She did not dog
DTB.
walk her.
But she did win that. It's no shade. It wasn't a knockout. It was a close fight, but Akbar took that one over. If we being fair, if we being honest, DTB held in there, but Akbar hits were landing a little bit better, and it was the uppercuts for me. And then when you got to see what DTB looked like and Akbar looked like after the fight, DTB looked really disheveled. Face had whelps, scratches. She had a knot. Akbar didn't really have anything on her face. So to me, I think Akbar won that one fair and square. But both ladies did their big one and they stood on business. And Akbar, she talked a lot of but she backed it up. And I could just tell, like, DTB didn't even really seem to be that upset. Akbar was like, you could tell Akbar was like mad and she was like fighting for something to prove. So I think that, she had to prove herself, to the fans, to the people, because, a lot of times, a lot of people were talking about how Akbar, there's clips online of Akbar getting beat up, and there's the clips of, her getting snuck in the club. So everybody feel like, she's all talking, can't fight. So I think that Akbar feels vindicated now because it's like, okay, now these people can try to stop acting like I just be getting beat up every time, like, and I do stand on business. So Akbar was in there fighting. She stood on business. And if I have to be honest with you, I think Akbar won that fight. It's no shade. Akbar is 1-1 so far, okay? But what I do like is, though, it doesn't seem like her and DTB have any real beef. I think that her and DTB are kind of cool because I didn't see them really going back and forth on social media. I didn't really hear DTB even really talking about it. So that seems to be cool. Now, I do see Tinkerbella and Akbar going at it. Akbar saying that Tinkerbella has got $200,000, but she also on food stamps, and Tinkerbella saying, Akbar, imagine being on a record with Nicki Minaj and still having to be on Baddies. I mean, it's just a lot going on. So I don't know what that's gonna give, but we'll just have to wait.
What song was she on with Nicki Minaj? Oh, what song was that? Where she had hella rap girls featured on like a remix or something? Oh, I do remember she was thrown in there. I think JT also was thrown in. Some other lesser known people. So, I mean, I don't know what anybody would say that. Oh, being on a song with Nicki, you still on Baddies. It wasn't like it was a big feature, and she was featured with several other girls.
See, now moving on, the Biggie versus Akbar situation. You guys know I'm not a Biggie fan, but I'm still going to be non-biased as possible. So one thing I like that's a little bit different, though, in this scenario is where we love the fights and we love the girls standing on business. I like the fact that, now the artistry is in play. Because a lot of times when you're on these shows, everybody acts like, oh, I want to be an artist, but they can't let go of the ratchetness and really do the artistry. So shout out to Akbar and shout out to Biggie for giving us a different type of spar, and it was a spar in the booth. And actually, it started off by Biggie. So one thing I want to do is clock it and give Biggie her 10s on that because, Akbar is a more seasoned rapper and a seasoned artist, and she has performed with huge artists before. But the fact that Biggie was like, I'm going to get in the booth. I want people to take me serious as an artist and as a rapper. I'm going to battle you. And she did that. She did a record. It was a drill beat. I liked Biggie's diss. Okay? Biggie, it wasn't that bad to me. I think she did good. I think that Biggie did good. I'm not going to lie. I think that Biggie did well. I think the line about, the Akbar's toes and can't really stand on 10 because she missed about 2. I thought that was very clever and that was a bar. You know what I mean? However, I think that Biggie could have went a little bit harder and she could have made it more of a song. You know what I mean? Because at some point you don't really remember everything she said and you just it kind of drowns out. So the beat was hard. She had a couple clever lines in there. And I think that I give her an A for effort. But if I'm being honest with you, I think that Akbar won that battle. And I'm going to tell you why. Akbar made a hit record within the baddie community, and I think that even in the clubs, even now, you can play that record. So first of all, Akbar sent me that song like 2 days, 3 days before it came out, and I called her.
I haven't heard these songs.
And I was like, "Girl, this is out of here. This sounds like a song." Like, and she was asking me which verse I like better. I said, "Well, I like the first verse better because it's the messier one, right? She goes harder on that one. But then the second verse I like because it kind of transitions into a song, and the hook is amazing because it's on brand. You know what I mean? And then it was like you put everybody in it."
Okay, I haven't heard the songs, so I'm gonna head out because I don't have anything to add because I have not listened to them. But I mean, a rap battle is funny. It's interesting. It adds, more to the show than just fighting bitches. So, that's good. They actually took it to the booth to battle instead of in a restaurant where there's never any food, but just y'all throwing hands. But yes, interesting hearing his take. He knows Akbar in real life, and it seems like they're cool. She's sending him the songs and shit. So I wonder, was his opinion about that fight with DTB a bit biased based on that? Because maybe I would have to go back and watch it again. But what he described an uppercut, and I'm like, I don't remember seeing no damn uppercut, but maybe he was really examining it and rewinding in like slow motion. I don't know, child, but I don't recall that at all. But I guess I already gave my thoughts about the fight and these individual people or whatever. I'm not very, very familiar with Baddies. I don't watch every episode at all. I have reacted to it a couple of times on Patreon, and I've watched quite a few like compilations and stuff over there as well, like fight compilations and stuff like that. But I don't keep up with these ladies to a T whatsoever. So yeah, he seems to have a lot more insight into what's going on with them. So it was interesting hearing his take. But y'all let me know what y'all think. If y'all want to see the episodes of Baddies that I reacted to and my thoughts on all the people, definitely head on over to Patreon, link down below. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what other videos you want to watch, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.